Hello everyone. It's good to always come your way to learn something new about religious life or consecrated life. This is Religious Vocation Digest on Cafdil television. Today I am coming to you all the way from Mother of Mercy community of the SMI sisters in Wa. We take a short break here. We'll be back shortly.
I'm Sister Juliana Atuna.
I'm Sister Grace Kwini.
The two of us come together as vocation directors for the SMI congregation. In collaboration with us are the various sisters at particular places of apostolate, as well as the dioceses and parishes that they are working. We admit candidates from the senior high, the TVETs, when you complete with good results that can take you to the next level. And also from the tertiary, if you have worked or you are waiting for posting, you can come. We admit you, and after that, you give your best to God through our congregation. If you are desiring to join us, contact us on the number 0242 874 500. 0242 874 500. Call us and we will answer your call, and we'll try to let you know more about us, and you will not regret. Come and let us serve the Lord in this
Since
way.
time immemorial, God has always communicated himself and his will through various voices: the prophets, the kings, the judges, not forgetting John the Baptist, who was a precursor to Jesus Christ and gave us the will of God. We bring to you Voices from the Valley. This is a program designed by the Conventual Franciscan Friars in Ghana in collaboration with Cafdil TV to bring you in-depth insight in our faith, catechesis, and various Catholic teachings which will help you in your journey as a pilgrim. I know you cannot miss this program, and I highly encourage you that you shouldn't miss this program, because it is Voices of God from the valley of prayer and silence. Join us this and every Sunday at 3 p.m. and a repeat on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. here on Cafdil TV and on our various social media platforms: YouTube, Cafdil EDU, and Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast. Let us meet and share what God has for us through the Voices from the Valley.
Make me a means of your peace.
You're welcome back to Religious Vocation Digest on Cafdil TV. We are also live on Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast, YouTube, Cafdil EDU. Just so you remember, we are coming to you live from Wa, the SMI Sisters community, Mother of Mercy community. Yes, this is where we are coming to you for today's edition of RVD. My guest is Sister Jacinta. She's also here to tell her own vocation story and some history we need to know, or something we need to know about the SMI sisters, especially what they do as the apostolate or ministry. Sister, you are most welcome.
Thank you, sister.
Good. This is Religious Vocation Digest on Cafdil TV. Let's know more about you.
I am Sister Jacinta Tuonibe, from a family of 7. 3 of us are SMI sisters from same family. And growing up in a family where the parents are very close to the catechists and the white fathers in those days, they have already mentioned. We sort of become like Reverend Sisters, the way we are formed in prayer life, doctrinal, and everything. I was just a little girl, the last born of the family. And my elder sister, who was the first girl to go to school from Nandom to Jirapa, she used to work there. She died just a year ago at the age of 94 from the Sisters of Mary Immaculate. And the one I'm right after, she lives in this community. She is in charge of the cassock project that is here, sewing the cassocks and things. And I was just a little girl. My father died when I was 4. And I wasn't to go to school. They didn't want me to go to school. But the catechists sent me to school because they said I was brilliant. So I went to school very late. And under the white sisters, they were the teachers. So they brought us up like Reverend Sisters. We have to pray in the morning, we have to say our angelus, we have to do everything. They brought us up like that in the primary school. So while I was there, my father gave the name Jacinta from the story of the 3 children in Fatima. Okay. And when they told me the story, I thought I would also see Mother Mary one day. So in the primary school, I'll carry my picture. They gave me a picture of Jacinta. I'll carry it, go to the bush, try to say the rosary to see Mother Mary, but nothing was coming. So anyway, I kept on carrying my picture along. Anyway, I moved on to the middle school, and there I decided to leave the home because being the last one, my mother wasn't ready to help me to know how to sweep and make TZ, and so I decided to leave the home to join my colleagues who were in town and mission from other places like Hamili, is far away, to join them, just living with them because they were mostly my friends. And it was there I got inspired to enter into the sacristy as a young little girl to help the Reverend Sister who was in the sacristy. So in the sacristy, that was by 1960, 60, 61, 62, I was in the sacristy serving under the sister. And she taught me so many things, how to keep things clean and how to sweep and how to put flowers and all those things. I learned. Nobody sent me there. I wasn't paid for that. In those days, you don't do anything for payment. So I was there, and it was in the sacristy. By then, the Cardinal Peter Purkundere became the bishop, and he came around with a priest to say mass in the church, in the basilica now. And thereafter, I was waiting behind them to put the vestments back. When the two of them turned around and saw me, I was then in Form 3. They asked me, the white father asked me, are you in school? I said, yes. He said, well, why didn't you go to the St. Francis Secondary School, the school that Cardinal opened? I said, I have nobody, I have no father, nobody to take care of me. So that's why I didn't go there. And Cardinal came in and said, yes, she's brilliant, but she has nobody to sponsor her. So indirectly, Cardinal was advertising me for sponsorship. So anyway, the man said I should sit the exam. If I pass, I should come to him. So the following year, I started the exam, passed, and I started looking for the man because I didn't know him, one of the white fathers. So I traced him till I got to Kaliu. I saw him there, and I presented my results. So he was so happy, and he brought me to Wahia, bought everything for me, and sent me to St. Francis. So while I was in St. Francis, I was doing well, but I never thought of becoming a Reverend Sister because I discovered that my elder sister was there, and the one I was right after to was in the same congregation. And I know that my uncles will not allow me to be the third to go because I'll be foregoing about 3 cows that they would have taken from our husbands. So anyway, I didn't think of becoming a sister. So I was in St. Francis, made my 4 years. After the 4th year, unfortunately, this white father went home and died. So I had nobody to sponsor me again. Then gradually, one white father came in place and took over and paid off my school fees. It was after St. Francis, my 5th year, that I started thinking of what to do. I said, this man, I don't know him. And he just picked me up in the sacristy, and he sponsored me this far. He provided me with everything, my lorry fares, my soup, my everything, up till now. Now he has passed, he's gone. And it was through the catechisms that they were doing in the villages that we got to know him. So I want to be a catechist. So I said, but if to become a catechist, how will I do it? Should I become a nurse? I said, no, I fear blood. No, I don't want nursing. So should I become a teacher? No. Then gradually I said, if to become any of these things, I must be a reverend sister. But I can't go to the congregation where my 2 sisters are. You see, I was afraid. And they wouldn't even allow me to join them. You see. So I struggled. It was a battle to go to the Sunday school. So in the end, when the pressure was there, I went to do some people teaching so that I can think, reflect about it, and decide. So I made 2 years. I was teaching the vocational school in Nandom for 2 years, just to think about either joining the congregation or going somewhere else. So after my 2nd year, I decided to apply to go to the SMI congregation because I made some kind of paper, FMM, I'll put like a puzzle, I'll put right FMM, SMI, and put it together through, but I always pick the SMI. And I said, no, that's not where I want to go. And I don't want to go to the FMM too because you have to go outside. To leave my mother to go outside was a problem. So I said, no, I don't want the FMM either. And I don't want the SMI either. Then what will happen?
You didn't know any other congregation?
No, there was no other congregation around.
Okay.
They were this way, and the white sisters, but they weren't allowing us to join them because their policy too is that they were to educate and form the Africans, not that the Africans should join them. So there was no other congregation besides the 2. So when I kept on making this every day, and I always picked the SMI. So in the end I said, okay, it must be SMI, whatever it is. So, but then my uncles were not in favor. And my elder sisters too, I hid it from them. I didn't want them to know that I want to join the SMIs. So I kept it for a long time, and then later on I said, look, I must just let them know because I made the application and the answer came and I was admitted. So I had to go and see my elder sister, Virginia, of late, who was in Yendi. So I went there to tell Virginia, this is what I want to do. So Virginia said, no way, I'm not going in. How about my mother? Who will take care of my mother? They expect me after my school to take care of my mother, and now I'm also joining them. And that anyway, in the first place, I have been spoiled by my mother. I won't make it in the congregation. So I started crying. So I went out and I sat beside, I still remember the spot by the church of Yendi.
How old were you?
I was 20, I think 23 or so. Yes. Okay. So I sat there crying, and then a brother, an SVD brother came out. Oh la la, we used to call him. And then James Shadow, he came out and saw me and said, oh la la, who are you? Where do you come from? So I gave my name and I told him why I was there. And then he said I should get up. So I got up and he took me into the convent to confront my sister. So he called my sister out and said, why didn't you allow your younger sister to become a sister? Why? So she laughed and said, oh, our mother, who will take care of our mother? So brother said, no, if you die now, God is not going to call your family members together to make decide where you are going. So allow her to do what she wants to do. So he spoke to sister And then in the end, sister said, okay, now you can go to wherever you want to go to. So I came out, and the following day I left for home. You know, Yendi is far from Inandam. So I came home and I packed my things and I was ready to enter. This was in 1970. Not knowing in the SMI congregation, they were also hot. They were then preparing, and this was Vatican II, after Vatican II. There were a lot of changes. They have to change their dress. They have to change so many things in the congregation. And most of them were from the illiterate. You see, the way sister spoke so fluently, you wouldn't believe that she didn't go to school. My other sister too didn't go to school. It was the other one who went to school. But the way they trained them in the elementary school and the way they formed them, they became very, very fluent in their English. So anyway, and at that time, there were about, I think there were about 100 or so of them who were illiterate and had to go through the elementary school in the congregation. So by that time, they were then planning to get the autonomy. And I was also struggling to enter. So I got to Jirapa for my medical examination, and I found them very excited. I didn't understand. They were going for the chapter, where they intended to select the first superior general from among themselves. As you ask the question, I'm not very, very sure, but I know that the sisters themselves were opting for their autonomy because they needed education, and it wasn't forthcoming. And you have Cardinal also who was pushing that they need that to be able to, the formal education, they need that to be able to even interpret the Word of God, the scriptures, and understand, explain, interpret it. They need that. So they themselves were crushed because they heard what the white sisters, they weren't understanding their cultural setup. It was not easy. So many things. And they were inspired to opt for autonomy, where they can also govern themselves. So this was just the reason. And it wasn't easy for the white sisters to go. It wasn't easy to hand over properly and go. And then the pressure was also on our side. So the sisters themselves fought for it, and then supported by the bishop and then other white fathers, they supported the option to become autonomous. This was what happened. So it was just around that time that I entered, 1970. I was in Jirapa for my medical examination when they were going for that first chapter, and that was the time they changed their dress. You will see here the old dress that they picked from Ouagadougou. That was the time they changed our dress, and they were allowed to do something to their hair. So when I could braid. So when I got to Jirapa to do my medical examination, they were all busy asking me to braid their hair. So I braided all their hairs for them to go and celebrate. And I didn't understand what they were going to celebrate. So I supported them, and they went over and did the elections. Then it was immediately after the elections that I entered.
Okay. You have mentioned that they were preparing for the chapter, and that they also needed to make some changes after the Second Vatican Council.
Yes.
What were the recommendations from the Vatican II that required that the habit should be changed? Or the congregation just saw the need to change the habit?
It was from the Vatican that we should open all religious, the congregation should open the windows, the doors, and let in air. That means they should change their dressing and their model, their way of life. It was from the Vatican.
Okay.
And we have to adapt to what was asked for.
Okay.
So I think you realize that some people went into civilian, but our bishop said no. Our people believe their faith is on the dress, the way we dress. It means something to them. Sister mentioned it, that when she was growing up, she saw the way they dress, and So the bishop said, no way are we going to let go of our habit. So that is why we are selling habit.
Okay. The SMI sisters or SMI sisters, I presume you have so many communities.
Yeah.
Yes. What are some of the communities and the apostolates that is done?
We have so many communities now.
So like how many communities?
I think we have about 40, 45 or so.
Wow.
Yes. The northern part, here we have broken ourselves into zones. We have northern zone and southern zone, from what diocese. And then we have the Navrungo Bolgatanga, then you have Yendi, then you have, so now there are so many. The three will show you where we are settled. But we have over 40 now, 40 communities. And what we are doing is just the same apostolate that we got from our founder, who took the text in the scriptures, Isaiah 61. The Lord, the Spirit has sent me to go out, preach the good news to the poor, set captives free. That text became so meaningful to us because he was focusing on the formation of women and children. That means the needy, the deprived, the lonely, the depressed. So it was on these areas that we are to do it. And we will use evangelization and catechesis as our tool for this kind of formation that we want to give to the women. So the women, we started off the catechetical area, home visitation was very, very paramount for us. Go out to meet the people. We certainly even realized that from all the religious communities, I think we realized that our ears are out.
Yes.
We don't cover our ears. And we got it from our mothers in Burkina Faso. And when we questioned them, they said, you need your ears to listen to the people, to listen to the poor. So if you close it, you may not be able to hear well. It's just a kind of a saying. But this is it. The more we are on the ground, the simpler we are, the better for us to be able to preach the word of God, proclaim the word of God, and then to evangelize and to catechize to the people. So mostly we prepare the children also for the sacrament, reception of the sacrament. We take care of the women, prepare them for marriages. From the very beginning, the fiancés, we prepare them for the marriages. We counsel them and prepare them for the marriages. And then gradually we got into the schools. Give catechesis in the schools. Give moral education in the schools. Then gradually, as we also develop and time goes, we went into the hospitals, clinics in particular. Yes, Catholic clinics. We're running mobile clinics, trying to reach out to the people with the word of God in that way. It's because the spirit in which we do it will be different from the spirit in which any ordinary nurse will do. So we get into the health ministry. So we found ourselves in the clinics, in the hospitals, even in the administration. Some became administrators, some of us. We didn't get a doctor yet. We are yet to get a doctor.
Very soon.
Very soon. So then we went into the pastoral, the field, pastoral care, visiting the sick in the hospitals, and still working in the hospital at the same time. So the health ministry became paramount. Some of us were dispensaries, those who are working in the dispensary, giving drugs to people and attending to them at the needed time. Then we have social activities too. Hospitality business came in as time changed.
Yes.
So we have a house in Accra, a guest house in Accra. Then we have another guest house in Jirapa here. And then I think there's one in Sunyani now, and one in Kumasi. So this hospitality business came in. And just to answer the needs of the time.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we were focusing on, mainly the women and children, it expanded. And now societies are coming in, so we find ourselves dealing with the Christian mothers, we're dealing with the St. Teresa's, we're dealing with the other societies, being the spiritual directors and counselors. So far, because of the spread of the communities, now we are in Chamba, Salaga, these communities are far away, and they are Islamic communities. So it demands a lot. We have to get to have an idea of Islam, and then how we can be able to deliver our messages among these people. It's not easy. So far, we have only one Gonja sister, Reverend sister, from there, and it's very difficult for them to release their girls for this kind of a life. So this is it. We have spread, but it's not easy now to evangelize because of the culture, the language, and the style of life now. The education aspect became very, very difficult, more difficult because education system has changed. I've been a teacher for a while. It's not easy now because children, it was poverty, but now so many things are coming in, you can't get them, and you can't even get them to evangelize, what more about, talk about vocations and things like that. They don't understand the religious life up to date because of the monetary issue. They want their children to grow up and then give them money. So, but they say we don't have money, we don't have anything. So it's not easy for us to do vocation promotion now because they all want to prosper. They all want to go to the universities and then procure their cars and whatnot. So that is how we are experiencing our challenges and difficulties in the apostolate. But the apostolate still stands. We still need home visitation. We still need more nurses and teachers in the schools. We need people for the hospitality business to be able to cater for people who are stranded here and there. There are so many demands for us to work on.
Okay. So in all, how many sisters are in the congregation?
We have been increasing and decreasing because those of us who are old, we are just fading away.
Okay.
We are dying, and so we never actually hit 200. We'll be getting to 200 and then somebody will die. So right now, I think we have about 100 and something. I don't know. So this is the case.
Almost 200.
Fluctuating.
Yeah. How many years has the congregation been in existence?
76.
76.
73. Yes.
79 years.
79 years.
Yes.
Yes. 79 years. I am 70. 72. No, I am 52 years.
52 years.
Yes, I'm 52 years. I said, Reverend sister.
So over 52 years as an SMI sister.
Yes.
From when you professed till today.
73.
Yes. Has there been any different thing or some difference in community life those days and today?
Surely.
Okay, let's hear.
Yes, surely. When we entered in 1970, there were so many demands in the community life which we couldn't understand. Manual work-wise, some of us were in school, we haven't been used to working miles to carry firewood and things like this. So we have to learn to do all that. We have to learn to take care of animals, rearing of animals in the formation, and so many other things. So, and as we kept on growing, the change of the style of life, everything we had used to be common. My sandal is not my sandal. It belongs to somebody. Anybody can wear my sandal. Anybody can wear my habit, you see. But now, things have changed. I have to put a size. I have to wear my size. I have to get my footwear size. So these things are changes that suddenly came up that we have to be able to cope with. And now we are open to different professions. So coming into the community, that's why we were saying that there's nobody in the community here now, because they are all scattered. But before, members were always in the community, receiving people coming in. But due to the different type of work, profession, people are scattered. Some are in the hospitals, some are out in the schools. Most of them are in the schools. Some are trying to visit, but now we can't visit anymore because most of us who do the visitation are the old ones and we are all dying. So there are a lot of changes that are coming on that we are learning to cope with. Traveling also became a problem because of the simplicity and the life of the sisters. It's not easy to travel. We don't have our own cars. If you see a sister driving a car, it means it's for the work that she's doing. Yes. So that is how we are. You find us all over the place, but we believe that where we find ourselves, that is where we should proclaim the word of God. If you are in a bus, you are not in the bus by chance. You are traveling with somebody, it's not by chance. That is where you are called to proclaim the word of God, according to our mission. See? So these are some of the changes that we are experiencing.
Okay. So if you are asked to suggest one thing that was done during your formation days to be used in today's formation, what is that one thing that you suggest?
Community life, the spirit of community life. I'll suggest that our communities be more conscious of one another, sensitivity, especially those there are some who are out toiling and there are some who are inside. They should be very conscious of them. Make sure that they are taken care of, make sure that they are strong enough to be able to work. So unity and diversity too, because we are coming from different tribes, different tribal groups. So we have to come together to work together as one family. That's why we call ourselves as a family. We have a family tree. No matter where you come from, no matter your tribe, we are one family.
Okay. Yes, since you are about 50 years in Vows, let me ask this question. Before, when sisters are professing, or even before they are given the habit, they are asked to choose a particular name. Was it the same at your time?
No.
Okay.
We came and met it briefly.
Okay.
Yes, okay. I think maybe Sister Valeria's time, I think they also came and met it. Some of them are called Mary Peter double names, and we know that they were given to them by the white sisters. But since we came in, no, they just allowed us to use our names.
Okay. Okay.
But some still kept those names, Gabriella and all those. They kept those names up to now. They assisted.
Okay. Yeah. The conversation is getting more interesting, but then we have to take a break here. We'll be back shortly.
I'm Sister Juliana Atuna.
I'm Sister Grace Kwini.
The two of us come together as Vocation directors for the SMI congregation. In collaboration with us are the various sisters at particular places of apostolates, as well as the dioceses and parishes that they are working. We admit candidates from the senior high, the TVET, when you complete with good results that can take you to the next level. And also from the tertiary, if you have worked or you are waiting for posting, you can come. We admit you, and after that, you give your best to God through our congregation. If you are desiring to join us, contact us on the number 0242 874 0242 874 500. Call us and we will answer your call and we'll try to let you know more about us and you will not regret. Come and let us serve the Lord in this vineyard.
Welcome back from the short break. Before we had that break, we were having a conversation with Sister Jacinta, who was carrying the picture of the 3 children, which includes Jacinta, who met Mary, entering bushes and forests, praying the rosary, hoping to see Mary. But then she found Mary at the SMI convent. Sister, you are welcome back.
Thank you, sister.
Yeah. From your family tree, I see that you have communities in Burkina and Sierra Leone. Are they still in existence?
No, Burkina is still there.
Okay.
Burkina is still there. They moved station. There was one station, Gawa, where they started off, and then later on the bishop moved them to Nibo, almost near Hamele.
Okay.
So they are still there. But Sierra Leone had to close down because of the war. So that's it. Okay. We only have this formation in Burkina. That's the only congregational convent there.
Okay. So have you started accepting people from Burkina, or you are still all Ghanaians?
We are all still Ghanaians, because it's not going to be easy with the language, the French. So if anybody would like to join us, then the person may have to come into our sector, get our education.
Yeah.
So far we haven't received anybody from Burkina coming and joining us. But we are there. We are educating them. We have a vocational school there. And then we meet them in the catechesis, something like that. But they haven't joined us yet.
Okay. Okay. So throughout your life as a religious, that is after vows, what apostolates have you been engaging yourself?
When I made my first profession, after that, I taught for a year in Wat Town here. And then I was sent out to Ireland to do formation, for the formation course. That was the idea of the Superior General at that time. We needed a formator for the pre-novices and the novices. So when she saw a form like that, she thought that that place that I was going to go was a typical formation center to form formators. So she agreed to send me there. But I was crying. I didn't want to go. I wept bitterly. Why? Because I decided that I wanted to be a catechist. I said I wanted to be a catechist. But I couldn't link up being a catechist and being a formator in a religious house. So when they asked me to go there, I was crying. And secondly, I was moving away from my mother. I wanted to be near so that I can see my mother, because I was the last born. So anyway, in the end, I said, obedience. That was what I professed. So I have to go. So I went to Ireland, and the course that was there was not for that. It was meant for religious education and catechesis. The course that I wanted to do, it turned out to be that course. So I got excited outside there. But then I have to get my superiors to understand. So I sent a word and told them after a year that the course that you've asked me to do is not the course. So sister said, oh, if you can't do it, then you come home, you know. So I tried to explain, I couldn't. So we had to come home, 1978, we had to come home. I was with one of the sisters who went there first to do a diploma course. So we both came home, because we all found ourselves in the same institute. We came home to explain the type of course that was there, religious education and education. So in the end, she agreed and said that was the first superior general.
Okay.
I said, okay, you go back and finish. I have to do a diploma degree course in religious science.
Okay.
So we went back, and then the other sister, finished her diploma and came home. And immediately she came home, she was the one made the second superior general. And I was still in Ireland, see. So I made 4 years there, got my degree there, and then came home in 1981, see. So when I came home, she who became my superior general wanted me in the formation center, knowing that I didn't do formation.
Exactly.
So, but she wanted me there because they said I should do formation. And the bishop also wanted me in the catechetical center, Pastoral and Social Institute. So there was a clash. So the bishop was forcing to get me there, and the superior general wanted me at the formation, so they couldn't come to terms as to where I should go. So when I landed after 6 years outside, I was excited to put my religious education into practice, only to realize that there was some kind of fighting over me. So the superior general called me and told me, okay, you have come home. Now, Bishop wants you in the catechetical center to teach the catechists, to form the catechists. And the sisters also need to come and do the formation for them. So you choose where you want to go. And I was still very young. I didn't receive any vows, perpetual vows. So I said, from what I learned from my constitution, the superior general first. So you have the last say. So if you want me in the formation, that is where I will go. Although I didn't know what was involved, I said, that is where I will go. But my interest was in the catechetical field. So I went to the formation. I was a pre-novice mistress. After a year, it didn't work because the misunderstanding was still going on between the bishop and the superior general. To the extent that the superior general ended up saying, okay, since it's like this, you go to the catechetical school. We will manage. Because if the bishop is not signing letters for the congregation, what is the point?
As a result of you being taken to formation.
Exactly. You see. So they have to send me to the center, catechist center. So I started with the catechist, training the catechists there. I taught them for 6 years, theology, liturgy, catechetics. These were the subjects I was doing in the pastoral center. The center is still there. So I did that for 6 years. Then after 6 years, I thought it was too much. I need a refresher course to build me up. And the bishop said, no, you can't go. So I said, I have to believe you have an engine. Sometimes it gets dry, you need oil, to oil the engine. So anyway, I tried to convince him, and he allowed me to leave. So they sent me to Lara, where they asked me to be teaching catechism. And the Lara Sunday School, they needed teachers. So they said I'm sitting now with a degree, and they need teachers. So they forced me to join GS. So I joined GS in Lara Sunday School, and I taught there for 3 years. Then I was sent back to London to do postgraduate course in pastoral theology. So I did that, and then came back. So when I came back from London, then I was posted to Dafiama again to be in charge of pre-novice mistress and then a novice mistress. And then the teaching was also hanging. So in the end, I said, no, if I let go the teaching, in the end, the congregation will suffer.
Yeah.
So I held on to the teaching, and I was acting as a pre-novice mistress, and then a novice mistress, and then teaching in the school, a newly opened school. So this was what I was doing until 2 sisters came back from a formation center to take over the formation. Then I moved into GS fully. So I taught in that school for 4 years. Dafiama, I opened it for 4 years. After the 4th year, I was transferred to St. Francis, my alma mater, and I taught there for 4 years. Then after my 4th year there, the bishop requested for some people to open a secondary school in Nadoli. And they wanted some reverend sisters. So they wanted Holy Child sisters who have just come in to to open the school. And they said they wanted primary education evangelization area. And that is where they want to stay in the Sisala area. So they cannot release their people. So Bishop also consulted the FMMs. They said they are busy in St. Francis. They are the people teaching in St. Francis. So he asked the brothers, the FRC brothers, and they also said that they are taking control of Nandom Sec. So in the end, the ball fell on us, SMIs. So they approached Sister. She was then the Superior General, and asked that we should be released. We were 2 sisters in St. Francis. We should be released from St. Francis to go and open the school, the secondary school in Nadoli. So we went, Sister Immaculate Apuri and myself, we went to Nadoli in 1999 to open the Queen of Peace Senior High. It's now a big school now. Okay. And then I taught there for 2 years, and the headmaster passed on, and I took up as a headmistress for 10 years. And then I retired in 2008, came and opened this house, and now I'm in Tamale.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you've done a great job.
Thank you.
What, the 3 vows that we profess?
Yes.
How is it difficult to live?
The 3 vows that I profess, I think I actually apply them. In community life, in social life, in the schools where I taught, especially in the schools. Because the newly opened secondary school I opened, there was nothing, you know. And I have to think about my congregation, I have to think about my vows, and I have to see how I can be able to cope with the school and the children. So I use nature, you know, we have to use nature. We use the farming, and we use so many things to be able to take care of the children. I was very particular about the children. And at the same time, most of them were coming from traditional family backgrounds. So we have to do catechism at the same time, catechizing them and preparing them for baptism at the same time, and then administering to the school, the others in general. So I think the 3 vows, since they are so interrelated, you cannot say this is the vow of poverty I've lived, or this is the vow of celibacy I lived. The fact that I was committed in what I did, and the fact that I was very conscious that I am a religious and not any lay person, not a lay headmistress. So I think that the vows were coming out from what I did and what I was able to do. That's how I can say.
So what were some of the challenges, or what are some of these challenges you've encountered so far?
The main ones from where I was teaching, you know, you have to, especially for admission, secondary schools, they need to give you envelopes to be able to admit their children. It was very difficult for me to be able to accept the envelopes. And then when the school was flourishing, a lot of Muslims came in with envelopes, and they wanted their children by all means to enter into the school. It wasn't easy. So I said, no way. So I told my assistant, I'm not receiving any, if there's space and they are qualified, we accept them. So this was how I was managing. And the Islamic Christian conflict has been very, very strong. So I became very diplomatic in the way I was handling the Muslim students, you see. So they were coming in their numbers because there was a lot of discipline in the school. As they come in, they have, you know, the school was not well organized. They have their booties all over the place, and the Catholics will be kicking them and throwing them away. So I have to find a way of making them realize that, you know, they are brothers and sisters, you see. So it wasn't long before some imams came that I should create a place for them to say their prayers. So I said, okay, this is a Catholic school, and if I'm to create a place for you, then I also need a place for my Catholics. So I quickly organized that. They built a statue of Queen of Peace in the school for the Catholics to say their rosaries and say their prayers around the Queen of Peace. And then the Muslims, I gave them a tree. So under this tree, for the time being, because we will need this area to put up some structures, you see. So I said I have given birth to twins, and I have to take care of them, the Muslim and the Catholics, and even the other faiths. So what you would like to do to your children, if you can do that to my own, the Catholics, I will be happy. So they said, oh, madam, it is enough. We don't want anything. So during their holidays, they are fasting. I see to it that I meet them, explain to them, go have a bit of Islam, explain to them what they can do to build the school using the spirit of fasting, whatever they are going to do. If they do it well, then the whole school will benefit from it. So I control their food, their meals, see to it that they eat well, and see to it that they go for the prayers. But then, when it's time for the celebration, I said, everybody, all the Muslims, go home and celebrate. One of the students is here. She's the water. One of them. So I said, go home. And so they were very happy. They will go home, and then I'll gather my Catholics and then organize a retreat for them also. By the time they return, we have also gotten something.
Yeah.
This was the policy I was using. But they never knew that anytime they leave the campus, I was having an affair with the Catholics. They never got to know that. They said, oh, the Queen of Peace headmistress is the best because they thought that I was the only one who could understand them. So those in the other schools, they were having, the parents were having problem with them because they wouldn't allow them to go home, you see. So those were moments that were very difficult for me. And then the second thing was that the situation where we were, it seems to be meningitis belt. Okay. So most of the students were dying. Around February, most of them were dying. I have to carry them home, and it was very difficult for me to do all that. And the teachers too were difficult. They were very difficult because they didn't want to understand my style of life. I was acting like a pastor. See, there were some students, they need to be disciplined. And they will, I just dismiss them. I said, no. If I dismiss them, they are not going to benefit anything. Keep them and then try to form them, which the teachers will not understand. So my style of life was against their style of life. See, so these were moments that I find very, very difficult and very challenging to me, because you have to really to be firm enough not to receive the envelopes and then allow people to do what they like. So that was it.
Yes. How fulfilled are you as a religious?
There's joy. There's joy. I feel happy. I can't say I don't regret for joining the SMI that I was trying to run away from. I didn't regret. I am proud that I'm an SMI, and I have been attracted by the simple lifestyle of the SMI. See, I opened this house, and when sisters come in, whether they have eaten or not, they feel so simple. They don't complain. They just accept the situation as it is, and they try to manage. And this has been my style of life. So I enjoy the simple life. I enjoy the prayer life. I enjoy the community life, the support that we give to one another, especially during moments of sorrow and joy. So I don't regret for being who I am, but my family do regret for who we are, the three of us.
They missed a cow.
Yes.
And it's a big deal.
They missed 3 cows or 4 cows that they should have given to men. You see, so it's not easy. So the family life has been a kind of a challenge. We can't give them, we can't support them, we can't give them anything. So anytime I go home, I don't always feel fine. So I don't feel like going home. But I feel fine as a reverend sister.
Yeah. So what will be your parting words for our viewers?
What I would like to say is the choice of life It's very important. We should allow ourselves to be used by the Lord. We should listen attentively to the voice of the Lord. He speaks in a very silent way, through events, through people. And we have to pay attention to his language. And it may be a very difficult language, which may be very difficult for you to cope with. But that is where he wants it. That is where he wants you to listen to. So his language is soft and gentle. His language is hard and difficult. But that is what he wants you to hear. So young ones who would like to join vocations, other congregations, should listen properly to the voice. If you want to go to the market to buy a shirt, you must buy your size. Get your right size, and you will be happy. If you get it oversized, people will laugh at you. If it is undersized, they will equally laugh at you. Get your size, because listen to, get to know the vision and mission of that congregation, come to accept it, and that if you join them, you will be part and parcel of the family. Dance with the family. It's not going to be easy. Nowhere is easy, you see. So, but if you accept your call in good faith, the Lord is going to accompany you all along. That's what I can say.
Thank you, Sister Jacinta. We are grateful to you for whatever you have shared with us. The harvest is indeed great, but the laborers are still few, so we continue to pray to the Lord of harvest to send more laborers into his vineyard. Okay. We are grateful once again.
God bless you.
Yeah. So we draw down the curtain on today's edition of Religious Vocation Digest. I am Sister Marian, and I came your way from Mother of Mercy community of the SMI sisters here in Wa. Keep your comments coming. If you still need clarifications about the lives of the SMI sisters, kindly do so, or you can still call the number on your screen. May God bless us all.